Welcome in. Not like you're entering a loud room where you have to prove something more. Like you're stepping into a quiet place where your heart can finally breathe. If you've been carrying questions you don't say out loud, if you've been smiling in public while privately wondering, why did God allow this connection to happen like this? Then stay close, because this message is not here to entertain you, it's here to steady you. And before we go deeper, if these kinds of messages help you think clearly, love wisely, and prepare for a real covenant, take a second to subscribe. Now, because what you're listening to is designed to build your discernment and protect your future. Now, let's talk about it plainly. Angels say, God chose the age gap before you ever met. Stop letting people confuse you. That statement will make some people uncomfortable because people love judging what they don't understand. But discomfort doesn't mean it's wrong. Sometimes discomfort means it's different. Sometimes discomfort means it challenges the boxes people use to control others. And sometimes discomfort is the proof that you're stepping into a life that isn't governed by opinions, but by purpose. Let's start with the reality nobody admits. Most people don't actually care about your love story. They care about how your love story makes them feel about their own life. If you're older and someone younger values you, it triggers the people who fear aging. If you're younger and you choose someone older, it triggers the people who fear missing out. If your connection is stable, it triggers the people who are addicted to chaos. If you're building something serious, it triggers the people who are still playing games. So yes, people will talk. People will raise eyebrows. People will form conclusions with no facts. But here's the question that matters. Are you living for their comfort, or are you living for the calling on your life? When we say, God chose the age gap, we're not saying every age gap is automatically divine. Wisdom still matters. Character still matters. Safety still matters. Both people must be adults. Both people must have free will. Both people must be emotionally healthy enough to build, not one person dominating, controlling, grooming, or manipulating. We are not romanticizing imbalance. We are speaking about alignment. Because there are connections God allows that don't fit society's neat expectations. And the reason is simple. God doesn't pick based on people's comfort. God picks based on destiny. People pick what looks good. God picks what will build. Good. Now hear this carefully. The age gap might be the very tool heaven used to protect you from repeating your pattern. Some of you kept choosing what was familiar. Same age range, same type, same emotional energy, same confusion, same heartbreak. And it wasn't because you love pain, it's because the human heart often returns to what it recognizes. Then suddenly, someone enters your life who doesn't match your pattern, doesn't fit your usual, doesn't come with the same familiar chaos, and your spirit reacts. Not because it's wrong, because it's new. And when something is new, you're old. Self doesn't know how to behave. Your old self wants to either rush or run. Rush, because you're afraid it won't last. Run, because you're afraid it will. But maturity chooses a third path. Slow, steady discernment. So let's talk about confusion, because that's the real enemy here. Confusion is what people throw at you when they want to control your decisions. Confusion is what happens when you listen to 10 voices that aren't living your life. Confusion is when you start doubting your own discernment because other people's reactions feel louder than your inner peace. But confusion is also spiritual. Confusion thrives where there is secrecy, fear, shame, and lack of clarity. That's why the first assignment for you is clarity, not emotional intensity, not public approval clarity. Clarity starts with this: why does this age gap bother people so much? For some, it's because they assume motives without evidence. They assume the younger person must be using the older person, or they assume the older person must be trying to control the younger person. Those things can happen, yes, and we must be wise about them, but assumptions are not truth. The second reason it bothers people is because they think love must look a certain way to be valid. Same age, same background, same timeline, same everything. But God has never been limited by people's formulas. If God could use a shepherd boy to defeat a giant, if God could use a prisoner to lead a nation, if God could use a nobody to shift history, then God can also use an unexpected relationship to shift your life. Now let's speak to the one who's older in this connection. You may be carrying a quiet fear that sounds like, what if they change their mind later? What if I'm wasting time? What if I'm judged? What if I look foolish? Listen, your age is not your weakness. Your age is your wisdom, your experience, your refinement, your stability, your maturity if you've done the inner work. The danger is not your age. The danger is if you allow other people's comments to push you into insecurity, because insecurity makes you overfunction. Insecurity makes you try to buy love. Insecurity makes you compromise boundaries to keep someone. Insecurity makes you tolerate disrespect because you're afraid of being alone. But if God is involved, you do not need to beg. You do not need to perform. You do not need to compete with anyone. What is for you will respect you. And to the younger one, your youth is not a sin. Your youth is not automatic immaturity. Your youth can be paired with discipline, integrity, and serious intention. The danger is not being younger. The danger is if you treat the connection like a thrill instead of a covenant path. If you want someone older, your intentions must be clear and your actions must match. You cannot say, I'm serious, while living casually. You cannot claim future while behaving like temporary. A true future spouse, regardless of age, understands responsibility. Now let's move into the heart of it. God chose the age gap before you ever met. That means the difference wasn't an accident you need to apologize for. It may have been the filter that revealed who is mature enough to understand you. Because some people can only love you when you fit their expectations. But the kind of love heaven blesses is the kind that can honor you even when the relationship doesn't look like everyone else's. And here's where angels would whisper wisdom. Stop explaining your life to people who have no authority over your destiny. Not everybody deserves details. Not everybody deserves access to your process. Some people ask questions not because they care, but because they want information to gossip about. Protect your connection while it's forming. Build privately. Pray quietly. Observe patiently. Let the fruit speak later. Let's also be honest about something else. Many people use wisdom as a mask for fear. They say they're concerned, but they're really projecting. Real concern sounds like love. Real concern asks questions with kindness. Real concern respects your boundaries. But control sounds like pressure. Control sounds like shame. Control sounds like if you were smart you wouldn't. Control sounds like people will laugh at you. Control sounds like you're embarrassing yourself. That's not wisdom. That's manipulation dressed up as advice. So how do you stop letting people confuse you? You decide what voices you will allow into your spirit. Some voices only speak from trauma. Some speak from jealousy. Some speak from religious confusion. Some speak from personal regret. And you must be careful. Advice that is not rooted in love will always pull you away from peace. Peace is a signal of alignment. Not the only factor, but an important one. Because when something is right, even if it's challenging, it carries a steadiness. When something is wrong, even if it's exciting, it carries unrest. It carries constant anxiety. It carries mental chaos. It carries that feeling of losing yourself. Now let's talk about what makes an age gap connection holy and healthy. Because you're not here for fantasy. You're here for marriage, motivation, and future spouse clarity. A healthy connection has 3 pillars: character, compatibility, and covenant mindset. Character is who they are when nobody is clapping. Compatibility is how your lives and values actually fit in real life. Covenant mindset is whether both of you are building for long-term, not short-term pleasure. So what are the markers of character you must look for? Consistency, integrity, accountability, humility, emotional, regulation, respect, service, truthfulness, the ability to communicate without intimidation, the ability to apologize without turning it into drama, the ability to manage money with wisdom, the ability to handle temptation with discipline. If you're hearing this and thinking, that's a lot, yes, because marriage is a lot. Marriage is not dating with a title. Marriage is responsibility with intimacy. Marriage is building a home that can hold peace. And here's a key truth. The age gap is not the biggest threat to your relationship. Immaturity is. Ego is. Unhealed wounds are. Lack of boundaries are. Lack of accountability is. People focus on the number, but heaven focuses on the fruit. A younger person with discipline can build better than an older person with unresolved trauma. An older person with humility can love better than someone younger who is controlled by pride. Age is a number. Character is a foundation. Now, angels would also warn you about the traps that are specific to aged-up relationships. There are 3 major traps, and we're going to expose them so you can avoid pain. Trap 1. The rescue dynamic. This happens when the older partner becomes the savior and the younger partner becomes the dependent. It may start innocently, paying for things, solving problems, offering guidance. But over time, if it becomes one-sided, it turns into parenting, not partnership. And that kills attraction, kills respect, and kills peace. Covenant requires 2 builders, not 1 builder and 1 passenger. Trap 2. The ego dynamic. This happens when one partner uses the opinion age gap as power. The older partner may talk down, control, or act superior. The younger partner may test boundaries, play games, or try to prove they can't be guided at all. Both are pride. Both are poison. Covenant requires humility. Covenant requires mutual honor. Trap 3. The secrecy and shame dynamic. This happens When you hide the relationship because you're afraid, and the fear starts poisoning the bond. There is a difference between privacy and secrecy. Privacy is protection. Secrecy is fear. You can build privately while still being honest with the right people. But if you're living in shame, you will attract manipulation. You will accept less. You will tolerate things you shouldn't tolerate because you feel like you can't. Speak up. No. A relationship meant for marriage should not require you to betray your dignity. So what do? You set a standard for how you will be treated, and you do it early. You don't wait until attachment is deep and then start negotiating respect. You establish it from the beginning. I value honesty. I value consistency. I value faith and purpose. I value emotional maturity. I will not be rushed. I will not be manipulated. I will not be punished for having boundaries. If you're aligned with me, you will respect that. If you're not, you will reveal it. Now let's speak to the pressure people put on you. Some will say, you should be with someone your age. But ask yourself, did being with someone your age automatically bring you peace? Did it automatically bring you loyalty? Did it automatically bring you emotional maturity? Many people married acceptable choices and still suffered. So don't let society pretend that matching ages is the secret to a successful marriage. The secret is alignment, communication, shared values, and mutual respect. Others will say, they're too young, they'll waste your time. That can happen if the person is immature and undecided, but it can also happen with someone older who is still unstable. Again, you don't measure seriousness by age, you measure it by behavior. The question is, do they live like someone building a future? Or do they live like someone collecting experiences? Because marriage does not survive on vibes. Marriage survives on vision and discipline. Now, let's go deeper, spiritually, because the title is not just age gap, it's God chose it. Why would God allow an age difference to exist in a future spouse connection? Here are some reasons that align with wisdom and purpose. One reason, to break your type. Some of you have a type that keeps hurting you. You choose the same personality in a different body and call it love. God interrupts that by introducing someone outside your pattern. Not to confuse you, to free you. Another reason, to balance strengths. Sometimes the older partner brings stability, patience, and structure. The younger partner brings hope, openness, and fresh perspective. When both are humble, it becomes powerful. You get a relationship that is not stuck in bitterness and not stuck in naivety. You get a blend of wisdom and warmth. Another reason, to mature you in love. Age gap relationships force you to communicate clearly. They force you to face judgment without collapsing. They force you to be intentional. They force you to confront insecurity. They force you to grow up emotionally. And that growth is exactly what covenant requires. Another reason, to protect your legacy. Some connections that look strange to the public are actually safe in private. The person may be younger, but they may be more faithful, more disciplined, more respectful than the acceptable options you've encountered. Heaven is not confused. Heaven sees what people can't see. But here's the part angels would not let you skip. Divine placement does not excuse ignoring reality. If you want marriage, you must talk about marriage. Not in a pressuring way. In a mature way. Talk about timelines. Talk about children if that's relevant. Talk about finances. Talk about faith and lifestyle. Talk about family expectations. Talk about roles and responsibilities. Talk about how you handle conflict. Because love that refuses conversation is not mature love. Mature love welcomes clarity. And yes, the age gap makes these conversations even more important, because it can come with different life stages, different energy levels, different career phases, different social circles. That doesn't make it impossibly, makes it intentional. The question is not, are we different? The question is, are we aligned? Now let's address the biggest sabotage, letting outside voices create division between you. If you keep bringing every comment into your relationship, you will eventually start fighting shadows. You'll start arguing about what people said. You'll start demanding reassurance because someone planted a seed of fear. You'll start questioning motives because someone else doubted them. And slowly, the relationship becomes a place of defense, not peace. So you must lead with wisdom. Choose a small circle of mature counsel. Not a crowd, not social media, not bitter friends, not people who never want to see you happy. A small circle of grounded voices who care about your soul and your future. Now, a word about people confusing you. Confusion often comes in. These sentences, if they really loved you, they would. If you were smart, you wouldn't. This will never work because notice how those statements speak in absolutes. But mature counsel asks questions. How do they treat you? Do they respect your boundaries? Are they consistent? Do you see fruit? Are you at peace? Mature counsel doesn't force your decision. It supports your discernment. So pay attention not just to what people say, but how they say it. The tone tells you the spirit behind the advice. Now let's talk about what you must become if you want this to become marriage. Because marriage motivation is not just find the one, it's become the one. Not perfect, but prepared. Prepared means you heal your triggers so you don't punish your partner for what someone else did. Prepared means you communicate instead of testing. Prepared means you don't use silence as a weapon. Prepared means you don't threaten leaving whenever you're upset. Prepared means you can forgive without keeping score. Prepared means you can set boundaries without being cruel. Prepared means you can be loved without suspicion. Some of you have to practice receiving. You've been strong so long that tenderness feels unfamiliar. But your future spouse needs you to be able to receive love, not just give it. Now, let's bring it back to the heart of the title. God chose the age gap before you ever met. That means this connection might be part of your assignment. An assignment always requires maturity. If you treat it casually, you will lose it. If you treat it like a game, it will become pain. But if you treat it with reverence, slow, steady, accountable, prayerful, it can become one of the strongest unions you've ever witnessed. So here's what you do next, starting today, to stop confusion and move toward clarity. First, stop over-explaining. People who love you don't require you to perform justification. People who want to control you will keep demanding explanations until you doubt yourself. Second, slow the pace. Not to punish the relationship, but to protect it. Time reveals fruit. Third, set clear boundaries and watch the response. A future spouse honors boundaries. A manipulator hates them. Fourth, have mature conversations early. Not emotional speeches, clear discussions. 5th, protect the connection from too many voices. Privacy is wisdom. 6th, watch behavior during disagreement. That's where real character shows. Now I want to speak something into your heart. You are not wrong for being drawn to someone who doesn't fit the public script. You're only wrong if you ignore wisdom. You're only wrong if you trade discernment for desperation. You're only wrong if you accept disrespect to prove a point. But if you're moving with wisdom, you don't have to apologize for what God is building. And let me say it clearly. If this is truly your future spouse, you will see partnership, not pressure. You will see growth, not games. You will see accountability, not excuses. You will see stability, not cycles. You will see honor, not hidden disrespect. Because your future spouse is not someone you have to chase into maturity. Your future spouse meets you with maturity. Even if they are younger, their spirit will be steady. Even if you are older, your heart will remain humble. That's how covenant forms. Now, I want you to imagine your future home for a second. Not just a house, a home. A place where your mind can rest. A place where laughter returns. A place where you don't have to fear betrayal. A place where you can pray without being mocked. A place where you can be sick without being abandoned. A place where love is not a performance, but a lifestyle. That's the goal. Not proving people wrong. Not winning arguments. Building a home that feels like peace. So the next time someone tries to confuse you, remember this. They don't have to understand what God showed you. They only have to respect who you are becoming. And if they can't respect it, they don't get a vote. Keep your standards holy. Keep your pace wise. Keep your heart soft. Keep your discernment sharp. And if the connection is truly aligned, it will not collapse under opinions. It will strengthen under wisdom. If this message grounded you and gave you clarity, subscribe and stay with this community. Because we're not building temporary feelings. Here we're building prepared hearts, strong love, and marriages that last.